Wait, did you even notice that WAFCON got postponed? That silence right there, that's the answer. Welcome to another special episode of Paza Africa Women in Sports, and this is Paza Desk, where we get to discuss the real issues of Africa women athletes. And today I am thrilled as I am joined by a TV personality.
Hello everyone, my name is Nafuna Namiso. I am a sports journalist, a Rumba host, and generally an entertainer. Thank you so much for having me at the Paza Desk, and I am looking forward to dissecting issues affecting our women in sports.
So, AFCON did happen as it was supposed to, and WAFCON was postponed on the 5th of March by the CAF president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe. And what he did say was unforeseen circumstances. Now, I want us to get into the unforeseen circumstances. What do you think the unforeseen circumstances are?
We are still in the dark yet again. This is not the first time that WAFCON has been postponed. It has happened around 3 times in a span of 6 years, and that definitely raises a lot of questions. 2020, it was cancelled totally, which is explainable because there was COVID and nothing was happening around the world. Come 2024, and it was delayed by 19 months. A game that was supposed to be played in 2024 ended up being played in July 2025. We are in 2026, and yet again, we have been postponed. And all this time, they'll cite unforeseen circumstances, which they don't want to give details. So,
What unforeseen circumstances like this? If AFCON were to have the same issue of it being postponed, the noise, the internet will be on fire. And one thing that is very clear on my hand here today is WAFCON is not being taken seriously. WAFCON is an afterthought. It's an afterthought.
I would say the same. I'm just trying to imagine. AFCON would never even get postponed. We will not even get there, let alone think about it. That is not a possibility. But when it comes to women in sports, I don't think we are giving them enough. We're not giving women enough chances. We're not taking them seriously, unlike their male competitors, which raises the question why? Why? We talk about empowering women each and every time, empowering women to participate in sports, but once they are out there, disappointments. So why?
And before we even deviate into this WAFCON thing, it's really, really common for a lot of clubs that we've seen in Nairobi and many other parts of the country. You'd see the men's team being supported really, really well. But when you look at the women's team, you'd sort of think these are different teams from different clubs being managed by different people, but you realize it's just from the same club. Now, I want us to get into the impact of WAFCON postponement because for anyone watching this, you will think this is just a change of dates, yeah? From March to now July, August. But what does it mean for that African woman footballer? Number one, Namiso, it's going to be the mental toll for these African women footballers. You know, you've trained for something. Nigeria was in Dubai. Kenya had gone to Ivory Coast for the training. You get into this high performance camp so that
Yes.
you are now set into that momentum of you're getting into real performance during your WAFCONs. But then what happens? It is not happening. And all the high performance camps were just in vain, you know, nothing is happening after that. So the mental toll for the footballers is just too much to bear.
And I can imagine how demotivating that can be. You know, you're here, you've anticipated this, you've trained, you've dedicated a lot of time, you've set aside other things to just focus on this. Given that this was supposed to be a World Cup, a Women's World Cup qualifiers, so everyone had their mindset, you want to give your best because you want to qualify for the World Cup. And then suddenly it is not happening. So definitely, I feel like they need to be taken for counseling. This is not something easy to take, you know. And the fact that it's been postponed, there's a very high possibility that it might be postponed again because of these unforeseen circumstances, which we don't know. So we don't even know if they're being handled correctly.
You know, that is very, very also quite demotivating. It also make the sponsors rethink their decisions they made, because if it gets postponed, you need to see a return on investment for whatever it is that you did put in there. That means the very next time we have WAFCON, a lot of investors will be thinking twice about it.
Which is such a shame because most women's sports don't even get enough sponsors. So now imagine demotivating the very few that have actually stepped up. I don't think looking in the near future would maybe have them shying away because you don't know what will happen. You invest a lot of money in it, you expect a return on investment, only to be hit with a slap that this has been postponed and you have to wait for the way forward. Yet you've already poured in your money, you've already poured in your resources. No one is telling you how you're supposed to be getting your money back.
One of the things that you will notice about the African women footballers, and it's not just football, it's in rugby, you go all the way to hockey. A lot of our athletes, we're not keeping them home. They are contracted by leagues, by clubs outside Africa.
Yes.
Now, the problem comes in, are they going to honor their countries or are they going to honor their contracts?
If the WAFCON had happened as scheduled, then maybe that would have reduced the clashes between their home clubs and the international clubs that they've been contracted to. But then what we foresee is a player will be forced to choose, where do you stand?
Home?
Where is your loyalty?
It's the people that have made plans. I don't know, did you make plans to travel and go and watch WAFCON?
I had not yet made plans, but I know quite a few people who had already booked hotels. There are
Yes.
people who had already made traveling reservations. And right now you have to cancel or you have to look for the next alternative. Not really a good thing. And I think it's also a big loss to the businesses around, the hotels that had gotten reservations for the people who are, in advance, the people who had booked in advance. So I feel like it has affected so much. And I hate that there's no noise around it.
That's
Just
that's
it's
the
like we're
sad bit.
talking about it in whispers,
Yes, yeah, it's just a change of date. It's like, all right, it was supposed to be on det A, we've changed it to det B. So nothing has really happened. And one of the things we are also forgetting is the scouting. This is Africa's biggest football stage for the African women footballers. And right now it means we have dreams that are going to be postponed because somebody will be able to say and say, I want Namiso. Namiso's from the Harambee Starlets and I wanted to come and play for the leagues. What does it mean for that young woman, young girl who was supposed to be taken by a team, her dream team? And right now it's going to be postponed until July or August, which is still not certain because the circumstances are unforeseen.
Unforeseen. The bold word, the underlined word is unforeseen.
We need to treat WAFCON with the respect, the urgency that it needs, to respect these women, to ensure that they also feel appreciated, valued, and celebrated in the very, very right ways. It means the African women footballers are currently not feeling as appreciated as they should. Postponing the match, that's where my biggest issue is. Postponing the match 12 days before the match. Not even 2 months, not even 1 month.
12 days.
What are these unforeseen circumstances? That's
teams like Ghana, teams like Nigeria had already started those high density camps. They already traveled out of their countries.
Yes.
Now imagine, what does that mean? What is the financial implications of them having to go back to their countries? Will they have to go for other intense camps later on, maybe in June, July? Where will the money come from? There is a lot to unpack around the postponements. And I don't like it that people are quiet. I feel like if we put more pressure on CAF, maybe we will not see a repeat of this, because why is it only happening when it comes to AFCON? Why are we not seeing the same thing when it comes to AFCON? That definitely means they are not giving us the much needed importance that they're giving our male counterparts.
The strain that a lot of the teams and clubs do have, they already did invest a lot of money to take the players to the high performance camps. Definitely. And right now they will need another high performance camp. Where will that money come from? Is CAF going to refund the monies that were already used? And does it mean if this money is not refunded and something has to come from the kitty, the players are going to definitely suffer along the road towards the year, because we usually have budgetary for the whole year or a whole season. What does that mean? And one of the things that is also making me get scared, we already have Senegal, which has been stripped off its title as the winners of AFCON. I don't know if that will also have an implication on the upcoming date for the WAFCON, which is supposed to be in July and August.
I don't know. I'm also watching. I want to see how that turns around. because as you know, Morocco is supposed to host WAFCON, and these title contenders, the bone of contention was between Morocco and Senegal. So let's wait and see. Will it not? Let's see how things turn. Right now, we're just moving with a lot of uncertainties. We cannot say anything for sure.
Is WAFCON an afterthought? This has been Paza Desk, myself, Sullivan Dege, and of course,
Nafuna Namiso.